Hello, happy Wednesday, and welcome to Q&A Wednesdays. I am your host, Intellects, and our question for this month is, how do you selflessly serve and still be selfish? All right, so we are going to jump in for the sake of time. We only have a short time before I have to go to another meeting, but just a few announcements really quick. Showcase Your Talent show will be the last Wednesday of this month. It is our off month, so the winner will receive a prize, but our $200 prize will be next month. Now, for those who want to be in the running for the $200 prize, has to participate this month. So there is still some spots left if you would like to register for that. We also have feature spots if you just want to share your art. We have sponsor spots if you have a product, service, or business that you would like to promote during the show. We also have an open mic segment for those who just want to participate in the show in some type of way. Or if you just want to view, there's an option for you as well. You can click the link in our bio or go to intellects.com to register that way as well. We also have Meeting of the Minds Mondays coming up next week, where we pose a topic from business, art, self, or everywhere in between. And we just kind of come together, get to know each other a little bit better. If you have any topics that you would like us to discuss, or if you would like to host, that is an option. You can email or DM us so that we can connect with you and add it to the queue, because we're here to serve you. We also have Q&A Wednesdays, one Wednesday a month, and possibly two, depending on if there's a part 1, part 2, or however many, that is based on a topic. But we pose a question so that we can kind of get to know you a little better, apart from being artists, because we are more than what we do. So just kind of a way for us to interact and engage with each other. There's also an option for you to ask any question that you would like during this time, and we will be able to answer whatever questions you have as well. If you would like to have them answered ahead of time, like in the beginning of the segment, you can email or DM us so that we can have it on hand. If you would like to pose a question of the month or host for Q&A Wednesdays, you can DM or email us so that we can connect with you and add you to that list as well. We have Freestyle Fridays. Second Fridays, we have our Battle Art segment, where you have a chance at some funds, which is coming up this Friday, y'all, so stay tuned for that. The theme for this month is Hero versus Villain. So the way that the Battle Art edition works is artists go head-to-head based on a theme, and the viewers pick the winner. Whoever wins, pick the next month's theme. So if you're interested in this month, we will be here Friday evening. We also have open mics pretty much every time we have an event. On Friday, we have Art of War, Art Awareness Fundraiser. Third Fridays, where we raise awareness for the beauty, necessity, and uniqueness of art, as well as raise funds so that we can come to a place near you to go from not just virtual, but virtual and in-person mini concerts. And then you don't have to wait until third Fridays to donate. There's an option on intellects.com. You can go to our link in the bio as well to donate whenever you feel free or whenever you're led to do so. We have featured segments, fourth Fridays, where we spotlight and showcase an entrepreneur that's doing their thing in the community. Stay tuned. We are going to do a replay. So last month we weren't able to do our feature with Diamond, so she will be this month. So stay tuned for that. You know, we have so much from merch to books and voiceover options, promo options. We have Intellects, a Place for Entrepreneurs podcast going into we're in season 3. We're almost finishing up. But if you are interested in being a part of our podcast, definitely check out our previous segments. Check out this current segment. We are not just audio, but we are visual now. So stay tuned for all of that. If you are interested, definitely connect with us so that we can add you onto the list for our feature segment for our podcast. We also have art and business seminars that we've We've already had 2. There will be another one. If you are interested, definitely check out our previous ones on YouTube. Subscribe to that channel. We also have an email list. It is free. You can subscribe to stay up to date on all things intellects. All right. I'm trying to get everything in there. Okay, but if you want to stay up to date, definitely subscribe to our email list because you'll be first to know in the know. All right, now to what we've come for tonight. And more than likely, this may be a part 2, which might be next week as well, depending on how time flows. All right, but the topic today is, how do you selflessly serve and still be selfish? Now, for me personally, I feel like all of us are selfish. All of us have selfish ways. All of us tend to, think about ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you have to know how to treat yourself first so that you can treat other people a certain way. You can only treat them how you treat yourself. You can only serve others how you serve yourself. So there's a necessity when it comes to being selfless and being selfish, because you can't be selfless without first loving and serving self. All right, so we are going to jump right in. All right, let's see. Okay. So this is Sabrina, and she'll be speaking on being selfish to do selfless deeds.
Your selfishness complements the selfishness of the people you're working with. This concept is known as the double coincidence of wants. Depending on what each party values, they each get something out of the selfish situation. For instance, of their lifetime to serve other people. They're not selfish, right? But hold on for a minute and let us consider what selfish actually means. It means to be chiefly concerned with one's own interests. With this in mind, I could say that all these selfless people who find joy in being able to help others feel satisfied when they can make others happy. So doesn't that make them selfish too? From the time we were born, we have an innate drive to survive. And so we find ways to fulfill our needs and gain what we want. That's being selfish, right? But the word selfish carries with it a negative connotation. And so we work around it. We come up with terms like mutual benefit, survival instinct, and life skills to patch it up. And sure, we can take a look at it from this point of view. But underlying all these euphemisms is the fundamental human gene of selfishness. Social interaction is essentially built upon when your selfishness complements the selfishness of the people you're working with. This concept is known as the double coincidence of wants. Depending on what each party values, they each get something out of the selfish situation. For instance, customers value the goods of a business more than they value their paper money, while businesses value the money more than the goods they're producing. But yet, out of this whole selfish situation, everyone is happy. I'd like to think of selfishness as being invested in personal aspirations and values. When we're selfish about the things we do, we're motivated to do better, to improve, and to produce better quality work. Now, it's easy to see how this concept applies in the business environment. The selfish desire to earn more profits encourages both workers and businessmen to innovate, to be more productive, and to be more efficient, right? But after reflecting on my experience doing community service, I realized that our selfishness can actually produce selfless deeds. Now, I'm very selfish when it comes to all my endeavors. I'm selfish in the sense that I always want to create with something unique. But then again, who doesn't? Even when it comes to community service, we all want to be the founder of that charity turned business organization. We want to be the one who initiated a nationwide movement against poverty. We want to be the trendsetters, the spearheaders, the initiators of some grand project. And because of this selfish desire, we think of more creative ways to become number one. 2 years ago, I started a service project called Forgotten Voices. It's a story compilation of the life stories of elderly folk living in Bina Bakti, a nursing home located in Serpong on the outskirts of Jakarta. So far I've written 2 books written in English and Indonesian, compiling the stories that the elders there shared with me during my visits. The inspiration for Forgotten Voices came to me because of my long-held desire of writing a book. But I didn't want to just write any book. I wanted the book to tell a different kind of story. Not about those witches and dragons in some faraway lands. But aside from wanting to write a book, I always want to remember things. Anything and everything that I experience. Whether it's my latest vacation to London or a weekend getaway to my father's plantation, I want to remember all these life stories. So the inspirational flashbulb lit up in my head as I recalled my first time visiting Bina Bakti back in 6th grade. I then projected my desires onto the elders there, and thus began the Forgotten Voices journey. Now, in retrospect, it was probably ignorant of me to assume that the elders wanted the same things I did. But I was relieved to find out that they do, in fact, enjoy having someone listen to them on a Saturday afternoon. I was being selfish when I pursued Forgotten Voices. But in a way, the elders were also being selfish because they wanted someone to listen to them for 3 hours straight, listening to their tales of childhood about how they love baking cakes and about their love story, no matter how repetitive the story got. Now, the real failure of our selfishness is when we go beyond being selfish and we become self-absorbed. An excess of selfishness leads us to becoming self-praising, self-absorbed, and self-indulgent. Now, think about the selfie. We've invested billions and billions of dollars online to share these selfies so that we would feel a slight tinge of fulfillment when someone likes our photo. And it's not even just on one website, no. We've got Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, so many platforms to decorate shrine after shrine with photos of ourselves. So then, where's the balance between wanting to be selfless and end up getting self-absorbed? Where do we stop? A philosopher who advocated for being selfish as a way to lead a more fulfilling life is none other than Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche claims that selflessness has no value either in heaven or on earth. So what Nietzsche's trying to argue here is that when we're being selfless, we're deluding ourselves, and we can't truly think about ourselves because we're too busy trying to think for other people. When we try to be selfless, we forget about our priorities and about our values because we're trying to think in other people's shoes, trying to think what they want us to do for them. Instead, when we're being selfish, we're able to show other people what we care about. And if we truly cared about something and we wanted to show other people that we care, then we have to be selfish. Because when we're selfish, we impose our values onto the things that we do or the things that we say. And it is by imposing these values that we show people that these values that we created, these values we stand for, is what makes us care so much about something, like service. So ladies and gentlemen, instead of trying to deny our selfish gene, remember, be selfish. Because by being selfish, we're invested in the things we do. We take ownership, we take pride, and we take accountability over the things that we care about. And to do things for our society, it starts with ourselves. Because if we don't care about ourselves, then how can we care about anything else? Thank you.
All right. And again, that was Sabrina Hartono, and she talked about being selfless to do selfless deeds, right? Similar to what I was talking about earlier with how you have to learn how to do things yourself. You have to learn how to be there for yourself first before you can be there for someone else. You gotta treat yourself first, serve yourself first, because how you treat you is how you're going to treat other people. And that's pretty much what she said, but I'll go over very briefly some key points that she talked about. One thing I did like is how she defined what selfishness was, from a personal standpoint and also from a business standpoint. And what she said when it came to the business standpoint was that selfishness is investing in personal aspirations and values, and how our selfishness can produce selfless deeds. And how, when you think about selfishness, it's about self-praise. It can get to praising yourself or being too self-absorbed, but being selfish is not a bad thing because it shows you, it imposes values. It shows others how invested you are in what you are, interested in, whatever that may be, whatever area that you serve in. It imposes your values. It makes you work harder. It makes you care about what you do, and how, she said not to deny your selfish gene, because it shows how invested you are in why you're doing what you're doing. There has to be a level of selfishness in order to serve, because, when you serve others, I would hope that you are thinking about how someone would want to serve, how you would want someone to serve you, and you portray that onto how you serve others, and it's genuine. You know what I mean? So just think about, when it comes to you serving, how you can serve selflessly by having that selfishness as well, because you have to put yourself first in order to help other people. And some people may think of that as being selfish, but there's nothing wrong with being selfish when it's for the right reasons. But there's a time and there's a place for everything. All right, so we're going to move right along to our next video. All right. And this is being selfishly selfless and selflessly selfish. That's a tongue twister. So we're going to jump right into it.
It seems like such a common conflict out there is to be stuck between being selfish and being selfless, helping yourself and helping others. But it's possible that having this conflict reveals that there's something off in the way that either of these things is being pursued, either being selfish and helping yourself or being selfless and helping others. It seems like if they are pursued in the right way, there should be no conflict. In fact, one helps the other. So is it a real principle or just a trick of language, a mindset trick maybe? You be the judge. If you really want to be selfish and help yourself, and that's the only thing that matters, if you're hurting other people in the process, it may not go well for you. And in fact, if you're helping others, that could lead to better results for you. It seems like it is possible to be completely self-interested and yet still choose to help other people. On the simplest level, because helping other people can bring friends and allies and supporters, which are much more likely to lead to a good life for you compared to people who don't care about you and are indifferent, and certainly compared to those who are your devoted enemies. If you have lots of enemies, even if you're able to defeat them all, having unnecessary enemies is just going to drain your ability to have a good life. And having friends and supporters will bring so much more to life, make the world you live in a warmer place. But even on a higher level than this, we all need to be part of something bigger than ourselves, I believe, in order to be truly satisfied in life. So that purely living for ourselves with no interest beyond it, we become trapped within ourselves and just concerned about always chasing good things for ourselves and ultimately shrinking the world around us, making the world we live in smaller and smaller around ourselves. We're always worried, trying to make sure everything goes right for ourselves, and there's nothing deeper that we can plug into. By helping others, on the other hand, we become part of something bigger than ourselves and can give ourselves so much satisfaction. So this is a selfish argument for being selfless. Now, on the other hand, the selfless argument for being selfish. If we live only for other people, pour out our lives, pour out all our energy towards helping other people, and don't care about ourselves, don't take care of ourselves, how long can we go on? How long can we last? How long can we keep helping people if we let ourselves crumble? I see it so often, people just not taking care of themselves, full of this passionate altruism, giving nature, really wanting to help others. They're really plugged into the bigger picture. They have this higher meaning that they feel they're part of, and yet they're not taking care of themselves. Now, if you imagine the only thing you care about is helping other people, and you don't care about yourself at all, still, it makes sense to take good care of yourself. You can think of yourself as a machine for helping others, a machine for doing good. You don't see any value in taking care of yourself, but if you care about other people, you want to keep your engine of caring in good condition. You want to keep your machine of generosity, your machine of altruism. You want to keep that in top condition so that you can continue to help other people. So when you decide, I'll just skip that healthy meal, I'll skip having a good night's sleep, I'll skip my exercise, or whatever taking care of yourself it is, you can think you're hurting other people by doing that, by not taking a break for yourself, not doing what you need to do to keep yourself in good condition. You are hurting other people because by making yourself weaker, less capable, more stressed, and therefore more concerned with just surviving and less able to do good work, you're taking away from the help that you can give to others. So by thinking this way, you can be completely selfless, have no care about yourself whatsoever, and still take care of yourself. So I find this a fun way to keep that balance between selfishness and selflessness, between caring about myself and taking care of others. If I find I'm caring too much about myself, I can remember how much I need other people for myself. And if I find I'm caring too much about others and not enough about myself, then I can remember how much I need to have myself in good working order and taken care of so that I can help others. It seems like the best result possible is that we can use these two things together, have these two merge together so that we don't have to see it as a conflict between the two. We can actually see the two fully united together so that we feel when we're helping others, we feel we're helping ourselves. And when we help ourselves, we feel we're helping others. They can be two sides of the same job.
All right. One second, y'all. Okay. All right. Okay, so that was Terry O'Connor. And, he talks about the tongue twister, which was selfishly selfless and selflessly selfish. And, the main thing is balance, right? So one can help the other, but it all depends on how much of one that you're doing or how much of the other that you're doing. So just a few pointers, and for those who may be new onto the platform, welcome. Something that we do is once this live is posted, all of the YouTube videos that we go over, and there will be some extras as well, will be on the comment section, so you'll be able to check it out on your own time if you like. But I talked about how it's possible to be self-invested and still be able to help others. It is very possible, and how it is bigger than ourselves, and how we can help others to the extent that we help ourselves. We can't overextend ourselves or do so much for other people that we neglect us, because that's going to cause burnout. That's going to cause a bunch of different things to happen, right? And we don't want that. And also, not being able to take care of yourself because you're thinking so much about other people. There has to be a balance, right? You can be selfish in order to be selfless, but you can't be selfish in the sense of, neglecting yourself to the point of everything that's draining your energy, but you need energy in order to put it out. So there has to be some type of balance. All right, we are going to move right along. And this title, is definitely, you must be selfish to be selfless. And this is from Tom, so we're going to get right into it.
Yo, hey guys, as you can see from the title of the video, sounds pretty ironic, right? Pretty counterintuitive. I mean, you must be selfish in order to be selfless. Sounds insane, right? At least to most people. Now, hear me out. By being selfish, I'm referring to prioritizing your own happiness, your own state of being, above all else. When I'm talking about happiness, I'm not talking about this surface level understanding of happiness that most people in the Western world think it is. Because what most people think happiness is actually just instant gratification. So no, buying a house is not going to give you true happiness. Getting high or buying a house or fucking bitches or whatever it is, it's not going to make you truly happy. And if you think it is, then fine, go for it, chase it. So then you'll realize sooner that it's not really going to give you your sense of completion, as Jim Carrey said. And if you don't prioritize your own happiness, your own state of being, your own state of consciousness above all else, then life is going to bend you over and do very nasty things to you. And by life bending you over, I'm talking about letting your unconscious mind control your life. Most people are in this victim mentality and blame everything else for their own problems, for their own reality. They blame God, they blame the universe, they blame the government, they blame their family, they blame their friends, they blame their situation, they blame their circumstances, whatever it is. And they fail to realize that their own state of consciousness is literally generating their own reality. Because guess what? Everything in this life is a reflection of our own subconscious mind, our state of being, the choices that we make. And everything is connected. And this is not some new age hippie bullshit that I'm just saying. This is just the way it is. Doesn't matter how you look at it, it's just the way it is. And if you want some science behind it, go look up quantum physics. They've proven now that every single thing in this universe is vibrations. Everything in this universe is connected. Everything in this universe is actually one and the same on the deep foundational level. And your vibrational level attracts what comes into your life. And many people don't like to take responsibility for what they generate in their life. And you can go on believing that everything in your life is just random. And if you believe so, then it's going to be true, isn't it? But if you actually do the work yourself, you're going to find out that everything in life is actually very precise. And everything does happen for a reason. I listen to Elliot Hulse a lot, and he talks about this concept of I, we, then all. So you must focus on you first. right? And then we, which is your family and close friends, and then all, which is everybody else. Because if you don't focus on you first, then you're bringing just a half version of yourself, a broken piece of yourself to the world. Now, many people think that they're selfless because they're depriving their own happiness for others, when this is actually the biggest disservice you can do to mankind. Because by sacrificing your own true happiness, you are lowering your vibrational field, and by lowering your vibrational field, you're going to attract more negativity into your life, which in turn attracts more negativity into other people's life. If you focus on raising your own frequency and you prioritize that over other people, then not only are you going to attract the things that you truly desire, but you're going to be more aligned with your core values, which is actually being aligned with your higher self, your authentic self. And in the end of the day, what good are you going to do for others if you're not at your best? So seriously, guys, embrace your passion, embrace what you truly desire, what you truly love. I mean, isn't that the purpose of life? To be truly happy and to express your authentic self? So no, being selfish does not mean being a dick, right? And just caring about yourself. That's being self-centered, and that's completely different, and is not what I'm talking about. And you know what? I get it. Most people are actually very afraid of chasing their innermost desires, or even chasing money or whatever it is, because they think that the more they get, the less everybody else gets. And it's this distorted view on reality that encourages this myth that there is an X amount of things in this universe, when this could not be further from the truth, because there are infinite parallel realities, and whatever reality you desire most already exists. And this is not something that you can give or take from someone. This is something that you have to be a vibratory match to experience, which goes back to what I said earlier about attracting who you are, right? Because you attract things based on your state of being, not from what you necessarily want, which is why it's super important to prioritize your state of being, your vibratory level above all else. And you know, it's really ironic when people want to save the world, right, by depriving their own happiness and desires for others, when really all they're doing is shooting themselves in the foot and shooting everybody else's foot in the process, because this reinforces the idea that lack is existence, when there is actually infinite abundance in this world. And when you cling on to the idea that lack is existent, you're encouraging everybody else as a collective that lack is existent. And this doesn't turn out so well. And I'm sure you've met a lot of people like this, you know, who want to like escape society and live in a tent because they don't want to use pollution, blah, blah, blah. But then they're miserable, they're lowering their own vibratory field and attracting more negativity into their world, and they're not actually doing anything. Like, if that truly makes you happy and you get this wave of bliss just thinking about escaping society and living in the bush, then fucking do it. That's awesome. That's what you need to do. But if you're just doing it because of, I don't know, you think that you're just being selfless or whatever, don't do it. It's really that simple. And I really want to emphasize the importance of rising above the crowd, and by chasing your innermost desires and generating the reality you want, because then you're going to encourage everybody else that abundance is infinite. Okay, so quick summary. You must focus on yourself and prioritize your state of being above all else if you want to be in true service of this world. So it's I, we, then all. And this isn't just some theoretical idea that I read on the internet. This is something that I've even experienced in my own life. When I started prioritizing me above all else and raising my frequency, that's when I started not only attracting the things that made me happier, but I could see that my reality started to shift around me, right? And I started bringing everybody else up with me, my family, my friends, and it's just incredible to see. And this works with everything. Like, if you want to have even a successful relationship, then you can't prioritize your partner above yourself, because then you're just going to become miserable, and your partner's not even going to end up respecting you in the end, because the happier you are, the happier she's going to be. You have to work on you. Be the best version of what you possibly can. And I know this can sound very self-centered, but like I said in this video, when I'm talking about prioritizing yourself, I'm talking about your core being, right? You look at any of the great people in this world, who are making a true impact, a true positive impact in this world, they're doing the same thing. They're prioritizing their own state of being above all else, and they're committing to it. Because that's the thing, you got to commit. And it doesn't matter what you want, whether it's your finances, relationships, friends, material things, whatever it is. Focus on your state of being first, and all that stuff comes afterwards. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know what you think in the comments below.
All right. Okay. So that was Tom. And he pretty much summarized everything for us. So what I'm going to do is just jump right into the next video and then summarize everything, and we're going to close it out. And there's 2 more videos that's going to be the bonus extras that you can check it out on your own time. All right, so this one is putting yourself first and not last. Okay. All right, and this is by, I don't know if you ever heard of him, Dan Locke. There will be an introduction during the video, so I will leave it to him to introduce himself. Millionaire mentor and serial entrepreneur.
And here's one big lesson that I've learned, is that you can't save the world if you can't save yourself. Now, how many of you have love helping people, and you go there and you network and you have this giving heart and you just try to help everybody, but at the end of the day, you just don't get a whole lot in return? How many have done that? Okay, so you try to help people, and you kind of buy into the philosophy, if you help enough people, good karma, something will come back to you, right? But how come? Because I've met people, the nicest people you ever met, nicest entrepreneur you ever meet. They're always helping other people, always try to save the world. You need something, you ask for them, they're helping everybody except themselves. So what's the deal? Well, here's my recommendation. And write this down. It's called strategic giving. Strategic giving. You want to be giving to a person that you know, when you establish the relationship, that's going to make a difference in your business and in your life. Let me give an example. When I was a copywriter in my early 20s, I was just trying to get clients, and in case you don't know copywriter, I was writing ads for people, creating marketing pieces and campaigns. And at the time, I didn't have a lot of track record, and I had a few clients. And I thought to myself, well, I need to build some track record. Who can I go to that would help me do that, that would shorten the process? So I found the father of guerrilla marketing. How many heard of guerrilla marketing? Yeah, J. Colin Levinson, right? So I passed away a few years ago. So I approached Jay, and at the time, Jay had a membership called Guerrilla Marketing Membership Association Online. So I approached Jay, and I basically said, hey Jay, I look at your page. I think I can write a better ad for your membership to help you sell more membership. And I'm not going to charge anything, and I just want to help you out. Okay, I said, sure, young man. And I did that, and I helped him, and because he used my sales letter, my copy, and it basically tripled his sales. So is Jay happy? Yes. So and at the end, I said, oh, Jay, and then Jay was asking, what can I do for you, young man? I said, Jay, if you don't mind, if you like the work, do you mind to give me maybe a little testimonial? Or I know you've got so many cases. Jay sold over 20 million books worldwide. I know you've got a massive database. Maybe when there are other business owners that need ads and marketing help, can you refer them my way? Sure. And that's how I started a relationship. So with that one strategic giving, I was giving. Now, would it be possible that even I wrote the ad for Jay and at the end he didn't do anything for me? Would that be possible? So I wasn't expecting something. It would be nice, but that's okay. But it's strategic giving. That I know that this person, if I establish a relationship with, that will make a difference. And you only did 2 or 3 of those. So my goal for you for this evening, it's not for you to meet as many people as possible, to walk away with 20, 30 business cards. That's not the point. My goal for you is to meet one, to walk away with 1 or 2 key relationships that will make a difference in your business. Does that make sense? Yes? That's it. Just 1 or 2. So quality, not quantity. Quality. 10 times.
All right. So that was, again, Dan Locke serial entrepreneur, best-selling author. The list goes on and on. You can look him up as well as all the other speakers on your own time. And again, the links will be posted once the live is posted. So just a quick summary of everything that we went over during this time. So Sabrina talked about, how our selfishness can produce selfless deeds. And she went over the definition of selfishness personally and in business, and how in business you can invest in personal aspirations and values, and how, being selfish is not a bad thing, because it shows you how much you care about something, and it imposes your values on something, so people can see you are really invested and they know that you care about whatever arena that you are working in. Also, that you are invested in what you do. Terry talked about how you can be selflessly selfish or selfishly selfless, and how one can help the other. And it's possible to be self-interested and also be able to help other people, and that at the end of the day is bigger than us, and that we are not able to help other people if we're crumbling, doing too much for other people, wanting to serve so much, wanting to put your energy out there when you have none left for yourself, to be at a place where you can help somebody else. You come first. So like I was saying earlier, there has to be a level of selfishness in order to be selfless, because you ultimately come first. Tom talks about how being selfish meant prioritizing yourself and what you have to get done first before taking on other people, and how a lot of people put blame on others for their life instead of taking the responsibility of how everything is going for themselves. So sometimes people can be selfish because they're blaming everybody else, blaming life, blaming the universe, blaming God, blaming people around them, blaming the situation, but not themselves. And how it's important to take responsibility for our own actions. And he talked about how that everything reflects our selfish mind or our subconscious. And what good would it do? What good would you do for others if you aren't at your best self? And how that goes back to being selfish, but only in the frame of mind of prioritizing what you need to get done first for yourself before you can help somebody else. But a lot of people help others based on what they've been through, or based on their own experiences, based on how it has helped them. Most people are like that. Personal trainers or life coaches or relationship coaches, whatever it may be, they've already gone down that road and they've cracked that code for that area of life, and they're helping other people so that they can be where they are. And that's usually how it is. You got to work on yourself first before you can help somebody else, or else they're going to be like, well, how can you understand me if you've never actually been through it yourself? You may not know what you're talking about. There are some exceptions, because not everybody who is in their field has actually personally experienced it, but they've learned from other people's experience. And I do believe, life gives you lessons, but sometimes people who have gone through those experiences gives you those lessons. You don't have to experience everything yourself. You can learn from somebody else's life. So there are exceptions when it comes to that. And then Dan Locke, talks about how you can't save the world if you can't save yourself, and how to do strategic giving where you focus on quality and not quantity. It's not about how many people you can help. It's not about how many people you connect with. It's about those long-lasting, those real relationships that you can look back on and connect with, that you can get some quality from, that you can get some life lessons from, that really can help you. Because sometimes people have a bunch of followers, or people help so many different people and they don't really care. And, that's being selfish and acting selfless. We don't want to act. We don't want to put on airs. We want to be authentic in what we do and having those authentic relationships that'll last for a lifetime. All right, so it looks like we made it in time, so we don't have to do a part 2, so for those who might have tuned in later, there will be a replay. You can check it out on YouTube as well. But just a few announcements. Showcase Your Talent show will be the last Wednesday of this month, and the theme is Winter Artful Land. If you are interested, our double prize will be given out next month, but if you want to be in the running, you do have to participate this month, which will be, again, the last Wednesday of the month. There are contestant spots still available, and the contestants are the ones who participate for the double prize, and those who win this month will still get a prize. It just won't be the $200, not till next month, so stay tuned for that. We have feature spots available if you are just interested in showcasing your art. There's an option for you. We also have sponsor spots if you have a product, service, or business that you would like to showcase and discuss during the show. And there's also an open mic segment for those who just want to share their art but don't want to be a part of the showcase. And of course, the viewers wouldn't be here without you. There's an option for you as well. You can click the link in our bio or go to intelex.com. That's INTELEXX.com to register. We have Meeting of the Minds Mondays coming up this Monday. Definitely stay tuned for that. We have a great one in store for you about sharing your gift with the world. Definitely want to tune into that. If you are interested, so what we do, we talk about different things from art to business itself and everywhere in between. If you have any topics that we have not discussed, first go on our page, go on YouTube to see what we have already discussed, and if there's anything that we haven't that you want to add to the list, or if you want to host one of our Meeting of the Minds Mondays, definitely connect with us so that we can add you on the list to host and add your topic on the list as well. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. We also have Q&A Wednesdays. We do this one Wednesday a month. Depending on the topic, it may be in different parts. It may last for every week, every other week. But we pose a question so that we can gauge you a little bit better and get to know you a little bit better. This is also the time where you can ask us anything. You can put it in the comment section, the question box. You can submit your questions ahead of time at intellectsapc@gmail.com, or you can DM us and we will answer your questions during the live. If you have a question that you would like to pose for the month, or if you want to host, there's an option as well. You can connect with us for that. We have Freestyle Fridays. Open mic is every Friday. We have an event. Battle Art is second Fridays, which is this Friday, y'all. If you are interested in competing for a cash award, the theme is hero versus villain. So what happens is artists compete, the viewers vote, and whoever has the most votes wins for the month, and they pick the next month theme. This month's theme is hero versus villain. So if you are interested and you're available, definitely check out the Battle Art edition this Friday. We have Art of War Art Awareness Fundraiser, third Fridays, where we raise awareness for the beauty, necessity, and uniqueness of art, as well as raise funds so that we can come to a place near you, and to go from not only just virtual but also in-person mini concerts, because it's beautiful to see art in all of its form and fashion in different ways based on your culture, your background, the city you're born in, the country you're born in, and just coming together and seeing it from so many different perspectives is awesome. And you don't have to wait till third Fridays to donate. You can donate anytime you want. We have PayPal, we have Venmo, we have Cash App, we have Intelex.com. You can go on there. We have our link in the bio. You can donate that way as well. Doesn't necessarily have to be third Fridays. All right. We have feature segments, fourth Fridays, where we spotlight an entrepreneur doing their thing in the community. Last month we were spotlighting Diamond, but unfortunately technical issues got in the way. We will be back this month to have that segment with Diamond Art, so stay tuned for that. And we have our lineup for next month as well. If you are subscribe to our email list, you know, because you're the first to know in the know. If you have not yet, what you waiting for? It's free $99, okay? And you get all the things that we're working on ahead of time before anybody else. Even if the connection here or whatever is going on with social media, our email list is the first, all right? You get priority and you get some goodies along the way. We also have Intellect's a Place for Entrepreneurs podcast in season 3. If you are interested in being a feature, definitely check out our previous seasons as well as this one. We are not just audio, we are also visual this season. So check that out and connect with us if you're interested. We have promo options, we have books, we have merch. We also have another art and business seminar coming up. Check out our YouTube channel, subscribe to it while you're at it, and look at our previous seminars. And if you're interested in participating and partnering with us to be a part of the one coming, definitely stay tuned and connect with us with that as well. I want you all to remember that you are uniquely designed and one of a kind, so don't let anybody stop your shine. Nobody can be you but you, so make sure you are uniquely, beautifully, and artistically you, that you do you, live you, love you, and crush it, boo. All right, I'm Intellect's founder and CEO of Intellect's Artrepreneur Agency, the Indeed for Artists. We connect you with so much, from resources to experts to networks and platforms, to promote you so that you can be the best you that you can be. And we do that to the best of our ability. You know, to all the newbies, welcome. To the OGs, thank you for continuing to be with us. To the team that's with me, I appreciate each and every one of you, because we wouldn't be where we are without your continued love and support, and we do not take that lightly. All right, so that is all that we have for you today. I hope you come back again next month for our next Q&A Wednesday segment. But for now, I hope you got something from this, and this might be something that we continue next month, because it is a deep topic and there's a lot of juiciness in it, and we didn't really get into it like that, but we do have some more in store for you. So hopefully you got it, how you can selflessly serve and still be selfish. There's a selfishness in all of us that we need to have in order to be selfless. All right, but again, those links will be in the chat part once this is posted. But until next time, I hope you have a great night and an awesome rest of your week.